Hey guys, how's it going? I've clicked the live button, but I'm not sure if the DLC is in yet. Oh, there you go. Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Sorry this is a bit of a last minute kind of thing. Sorry for the echo there. Okay, so I think the update is live now. Just gonna log in and double check everything is in order. So yeah, so I was saying sorry for the last minute notice. I always planned to stream today, but some things got in the way last night and didn't make the thumbnails and everything. And as some of you might have noticed, this time around for the stream, because we are covering a character that has technically not been revealed in the global server, so I actually had to do a bit of extra work on the thumbnail to make sure that we are avoiding spoilers. How is the voice levels, by the way? Because I think there's something wrong with my mic as well. So many things conspiring against the stream this time around. Let's see. So this is going to be a bit of a short stream. Less than, probably about an hour long at the most. And it's mainly going to focus on taking a look at the new stuff that's come out on this patch. And for those of you who couldn't join us live, I hope you guys will check out the archive regardless. So what you just saw was the login bonus for this this vision card that nobody asked for to promote the movie Bloody Escape. So we will take a look at if the VC is actually useful in just a bit. Now I need to check a few things. I need to buy a pack, so just give me a moment as I go ahead and do that. How is everyone's day going, by the way? JB79 says, I think you could move the volume up slightly on the soft side. Yeah, I think I think it's because my mic is a bit seems to have been damaged. So if you can hear the crackling in the background, that's because, you know, my mic has been doing that all day. How is it now, JB? Is it better? I probably need to go and run out and get a new mic pretty soon, because I believe I had this problem before, and then, you know, it just went away for a bit, and everything seemed fine, but seems like it's coming back again. Okay, so looks like my app has crashed. Just give me a moment as I set this up. Not a great start to the stream for sure. Okay, you know what? So in the meantime, I thought I would go ahead and, you know, talk about something else while I, you know, get my JP client to do what I have to do and log in and buy the pack and everything. So before we move into like the main topic for this stream, I just want to give a shout out to the sponsor of this stream, the Guild Final Boss. They're not really a sponsor, but, you know, just thought it was kind of funny to phrase it that way. But anyway, so Final Boss, the #1 guild in World Divisions Global, is currently looking to fill, I believe, 1 to 2 player slots because of a few people who have helped us achieve #1, who in the next few months I think are going to be quite busy with real life stuff. So in case you haven't heard, we are recruiting and we are looking for, you know, good people who want to, you know, come and play with us, and who want to just, you know, play with some of the some of the most, I don't know, hardworking players in the game, I guess. And just to make it clear, a lot of people feel that you know, the #1 guilds in the game are like super crazy hard, or, you know, they go really hard. That's not really the case with us. I just want to mention that, because originally when I came to the guild, my intention was just to take it easy as well, and I have actually been running like the same team for like the past don't know how many weeks. So just to let you guys know, if anyone who might be interested to, you know, look for a new guild, who might want to, you know, test out coming to play with us, do definitely, you know, reach out to me either on, you know, my YouTube chat, my YouTube comments, or through Discord, and then we can try and see if you might be a good fit with the guild. By the way, I'm saying all this right now because I'm still trying to buy a pack in JP. So give me a moment as I set this up. Just to sort of end off on this sponsorship deal, just wanted to give you guys a reason to come and join us in Final Boss if you are interested. So if you go to match battle and quick pick match in global right now, you can see that quite a number of us from, you know, Final Boss are like, you know, pretty high up in the leaderboards. So we are basically a bunch of players who, you know, just really enjoy playing the game, and we're looking for new people to join us. And if you're interested, do definitely reach out. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this kind of awkward sponsorship that I just wanted to get out there before we go into the main things for today. I finished purchasing my pack, so we are going to go and take a look at the Ashen Lunacestus. I guess I can just call her New Kitone, because I mean, if you're watching the stream, you kind of already know that, you know, Ashen Lunacestus is Kitone, so no reason to hide that now anymore. But for the thumbnail, I had to, you know, kind of do a little bit of work and hide her identity, because I'm sure there's some people in global who do not already know the identities of the Ashen warriors yet. How is the how is the voice level right now, by the way? Is it much better? Marimo asks, are you guys Whale Guild? I will need to double check on that. I'm not sure who is the we're not really like full Whale Guild. I mean, you probably need to be a whale to like compete, but with that said, there have been, I'm actually not too sure about, you know, how many like spenders or even free-to-play players we have in the guild, because I only joined the guild on December 9th, so that's only been like a bit more than a month. But myself, I am a Royal Rank 12 player. I think most players are around, like, you know, in the guild are probably around Royal Rank 9 to, you know, 13, they're around. I do know that there is at least one guild out there who are like, you know, all at least Royal Rank 13. So if you think about it in that perspective, we're not entirely, you know, I mean, we don't really force people to like spend or anything, you know. So I guess I should have went and asked beforehand if we're a whale guild, but I don't really consider ourselves a whale guild. With that said, most people in our guild do actually spend on the bundles, package, and all that stuff. So by that definition, yeah, I guess you could call us a whale guild. So this is the free vision card that we're getting. Randall Willis says, Odaiba has spent like 5 minutes buying packs. Does that tell you anything about wheeling? Okay, you got me. Yeah, I guess we're a whale guild, but I guess the way to kind of put it is, we're not a Kraken guild, alright? So like, I personally, I don't, you know, think that people should, you know, wheel unnecessarily in the game. Like, you know, spend money on the game if you really are having a good time, and if you feel like, you know, you want to, you know, be able to play with more things. But for myself, yeah, sorry, I should have asked the members beforehand, like how wheel heavy we are. But the one thing I guess Final Boss has kind of going for us is that, you know, just like Visipore in the past, we have like a list of, we will basically let the members know in advance what units and VCs we expect every member to have. And we tell that so that people are able to better plan their viz. And generally speaking, you know, we don't really have problems with, I mean, obviously there are times where people run out of viz and all that, but we try and avoid that because we do realize that, not everybody is going to spend crazy amounts of money in the game. So we do actually plan our wall list, the wall units, the units and VCs that we expect everyone to get. We do plan that, around people who don't really spend money in the game. All right. So if you're concerned about that, if that is your only concern, you should definitely reach out to us and we can kind of discuss and see if you are a right fit to us. Because if you aren't the kind of player that we think will be a good fit with us, we're not going to just accept you just because we want somebody to come in and play for us. That's not the case. We'll make sure that it's a good fit between the player and our guild. So I think I'll do this poll later on. So I was hoping that they would have the companion units out right away at the start of the patch, but it seems like they have not released them yet, maybe. See? So I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure if I need to get out of the game and log in again. JJ Real says, "Hi Odaba, could you check if Lucio and Asterisk can be pulled from the new Ashen banner, regardless if low rates or not?" Yeah, definitely. I can confirm for you that you can definitely pull them in the banner because they did actually write it in the notices. As for the rates, they did say that it's going to be different than the non-limited rates, but we'll take a look at it in just a bit. Onion Squire says, "Just tune in. Is new Ketone paid like Shadowlings?" You can buy her just like Shadowlings. They already let us know about that in the notices. I expect that it will be the same deal, 6,000 paid viz, and it comes with 200 character shards. But let's take a look. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll just go in and take a look real quick. I'm not going to buy it right away because I want to see how good the unit is first before I make up my mind. As long as the new Ketone is not garbage, I will definitely pick her up because I feel like I want to have as many options as possible when running Earth teams. I guess for now we can go into details for the TMR. Oh, holy cow! Do you guys just see what I saw? It almost seems like Ketone is a must pull now because her TMR gives you agility 8. That's the highest number for agility out of any TMR in the game, I believe. Critical 6, defense 6, HP 288. And the skill is a 2-cast TP24 buff. Sorry about that. Let me turn off my notifications so that we won't have to deal with the notification sounds anymore. Anyway, as I was saying, the TMR skill is a two users TP24 self buff that will lower your hate and gives you 3 turn of AP consumption down and reaction block rate up. So the skill itself is pretty good as well because you get hate down. It's a I guess it's kind of like the regular Ketone VC, except you don't get the move +1. But you do get AP consumption down and reaction block up. But with that said, even if you don't consider the TMR skill, just the fact that it's agility up 8 makes it one of the TMRs that if you're a competitive player, I think how do you even skip this, right? It's so good. You literally will have the advantage of having whatever unit you want to run be 1 agility faster than, your opponent's version of the same character. And does anyone know if there's any TMR with agility 8? No, right? I think the highest is 7, right? And the fact that they're giving her TMR, this kind of TMR with agility up 8, means that in the future they will definitely be rolling out with more TMRs that have this agility stat as well. So obviously, just for the TMR alone, you don't really need to pull for her because I'm sure in the future there will be more TMRs with agility up 8. But just based on that TMR alone, I feel like just buying the unit already. But let's hold on a bit longer and wait for the companion unit. and see if we can take a look at the rest of it first before I make a decision. Now, somebody said they wanted to find out about the Astrius and Lucio's rate. So we'll go and take a look at that. Rundle mentioned that on Lucio's banner, Astrius was at such a low rate. So I would expect that it should be the same this time around with Ketone's banner. But just to make sure, we're going to take a look at it right now. How is the audio balance right now, guys? Is it still as bad? Like, does it sound decent now? Because I didn't actually change anything on my setup. And I think it's just my mic acting up. Let's see here, Astrius. There we go, 0.0996%. And what is the new Lucio called? This guy here. Yeah, so it's the same as all the cost 100 units. Even with the standard banner, I think it should be the same. Just going to double check it real quick. Wait a minute, where is it? I thought it's at the tail end. Lucio. This is weird. Oh, it's right at the top. Okay, so if you're pulling on the standard banner, like this one, that has no, steps, right? You do actually get a rate up for Astrius and Lucio at 0.15%, whereas Ketone is 0.8%. But if you are pulling on the paid 5-step or the free 4-step banners, then you don't get the rate up for the 2 units, and they will be the same rate as the usual cost 100 unit. There we go, 0.996%. 0.00996%. So I hope that clears things up. If you're a spender in the game and you want, Ketone or Shadow Links, it makes no sense to pull on the banners for sure. Like, buying is so much cheaper. But, if you're not a spender, if you're only pulling with free viz, honestly, I think Shadow Links is like a very easy skip, to be honest. I'll talk about that some other time. I want to go more in depth into it, but suffice to say, we've done a lot of testing, and she just doesn't seem to be that great, although obviously, she does have some interesting users and stuff. But for me, Shadow Links was definitely an easy skip. And if you don't have young Erde, if you don't have him, then Shadow Links doesn't even make sense. Randall Reed says, you likely have to draw like 500 times to have a good chance to get him. Yeah, it's like an insane kind of situation. But hey, the only thing is, if you know that you're going to be pulling for another Apocalypse unit, like, Future Dario or some other unit, right? There is a chance that you can get spooked by Lucio or Astrius. So that's the only thing that you may want to think about. And the problem with Global as well is that for some reason, whoever manages the global version, right, feel like, it's too good to give us these 2000 paid viz banners. So what has happened in JP is that there is actually a banner. Let me see if I can find it. There is actually a banner where you can spend 2000 paid viz to select and receive a level 120 version of one of the 3 Warrior of the Crystals units. And they've done it for this year as part of the New Year celebrations, right? They've done it 3 times already. The first one for the initial batch of warriors, up to Water Astrius, Perrine, and, Rugia and all that. So that's the first week. Then the second week was the other 3 Crystal Warriors, Rafu, Perrine, and Rugia. Sorry, the first one was, the first batch with Rana and Setia and all that. And then this is the third time, the third week that they're doing this. And this time you can pick from these 3. So for some reason, they're not rolling this out in Global. Probably because, during winter, we did have the 2000 paid viz, pack that contained like the winter unit, and then before that we had 2000 Pete Viz select 5 units. So for some reason they do have these differences, and they feel like maybe it doesn't make sense to roll this out in global. But yeah, hopefully in the future they'll bring this out to us. But to be fair, in JP things are a lot more expensive, and with the current situation there's no way anybody in JP would actually pull for the old character. So that's probably why they're doing it, to help get people coming into JP version. Randall Willis says, wasn't it in global like 8k or 10k paid? Was it in there? Okay, so I think it was 10k paid, but you only get to select the character, and it's not at level 120, which is a big difference, because in JP it's 2000 paid only. You only need to spend 2000 paid to get the unit you want, and it comes at level 120. So that's really a big difference if you ask me. Where is the ticket? But yeah, from time to time there are such differences, and I don't really blame them, because we do have it really good in global as far as like holo VCs and all the other stuff are concerned. 100 vision card shards for 300 paid Viz, not really worth it. I guess we will be doing some pulls today, because there is, I forgot that there is still the 300 paid Viz ticket to pull for Ketone. So we're gonna do that in just a bit. JB79 says the 10k banner was one that came from JP first. Oh, was it? Okay, so maybe in the past it came out in JP and then they brought it over to global. So this suggests that maybe the 2k paid Viz banners, the 2k paid Viz select Crystal Warrior level 120 banner may make its way to global at some point. I don't know. Maybe there is just some lag time between bringing these banners over to global for some reason. But yeah, JB is absolutely right. I do remember seeing the 10k select Crystal Warrior banner in JP in the past. It's just that this time around, instead of that, they do give us the better deal of just giving us a level 120 version of the character with just 2k paid Viz. Alright, it's taking a while to for the units to come out, so I guess we could do some pulls first. It was the reincarnation test fast banner. Yeah, we did have that in JP for sure. So we're just going to go right into it, and hopefully we get lucky. I think in the future I need to be more prepared and have a better plan coming into it, because I thought for sure that they would release the companion unit on the dot, right as the patch goes live. But so far, no companion units for us to take a look yet. Dozo says, what a surprise, Odaiba, thanks for the stream. Yeah, I wish I could have let you guys know more earlier in advance, but it's been a crazy week for me. And today is my off day, so that's why I knew I was gonna do it, but I just didn't, I didn't find the time to go and make the banner, the thumbnail, I mean, and to schedule it and everything. But later on today, so if you want to watch polls, I will actually be polling in 2 hours time on the global server for the when the Nier Automata collab comes live for global. So I wasn't really planning on pulling anything on this stream. For the JP stream, it's more of an information check to see what are the new stuff that has gone live this week to better prepare you guys in global, or if you are playing JP as well. Dozos asks, did you get Shadow Links? I'm pulling for A2 No, I did not get Shadow Links. I thought about getting Shadow Links. I even purchased some of the shards, but ultimately, after playing around with my guildmates' Shadow Links units, after mocking against it, I do feel like, for my account, it doesn't make sense to pull Shadow Links. Because right now, the best team with Shadow Links that we've found is Summer Glaciala, Shadow Links, and Young Erde. And I don't have Yang Erde, that's the thing. If you have Yang Erde, she's not too bad, but the consideration you need to think about is, you know, why not just run Yang Erde, Summer Glaciala, and then either Faris or, you know, some other water unit, you know, because Shadow Lynx is not a powerhouse. She's like an okay unit with some very interesting things. That her main thing is preventing debuffs, and we thought it would be really good for preventing the AoE, what's it called? AoE resistance shredding? Is that the term used in global? I don't remember. But basically the buff that, you know, decreases your AoE resistance by a certain percentage, her move can actually protect against that. But the issue is, if you want to run that strategy, you need to make sure that your other units in the water team have very high AoE resistance to begin with. And Yang Erde has that, so they're a great match. Faris has that as well, so, you know, Faris, Yang Erde, Shadow Lynx is probably a decent team if you want to run that. But when I brought this up to my guildmates, the water specialist in my guild says that, you know, the main reason people are playing water team now is to make sure that you will never lose to evade. So, and to do that, to never lose to evade, you need to have Summer Glaciala in the team. So they don't want to remove Summer Glaciala for Faris. I suggested running something like Faris, Yang Erde, Shadow Lynx, and it should be really, really good because Faris and Yang Erde both have insane AoE resistance, right? But they told me they don't think that is as good as running Summer Glaciala, just because that way they can beat all kinds of evade teams. So, you know, I mean, they know water teams a lot better than me because I don't really play water. I don't really play the water element, you know, that much. So if they feel that it's so important that you can't really put that team together, then I feel like Shadow Lynx doesn't really make sense, you know, for the water teams. It probably won't be a meta unit, and for that reason, I'm not going to be pulling for Shadow Lynx. But if we do discover something within the next week, and it suddenly seems like Shadow Lynx is actually quite playable, then that's when I will consider picking the unit up. By the way, is everyone going to be pulling for A2? Is everyone here thinking of pulling? Oh, there we go. Finally, she's out. Alright, so without further ado, we are going to go into new Ketone's kit. The Shy Wizard says Ohio Daiba and chat. Thanks for dropping by, the Shy Wizard. Dozo says I was watching JP and Ready Player Will's video and they were saying bow units need to get a good VC before the bow units will be good. Yeah, exactly. Bow team is not a reality yet. You know, they are missing too many VCs for them to, you know, be a decent strategy. So if you're running Shadow Lynx, you're running her in a water team, or some kind of composite weapon team, like combined weapon team between bow and something else. And right now in the game, in the current meta, we just don't see, you know, any good team that would be able to really use Shadow Lynx. But Ketone, on the other hand, Ketone is a Fist unit, and you guys already know how incredibly good Fist teams are. So I feel like I'm probably going to be getting her, but, you know, let's take a look at the unit now that her companion unit is out. Early on, I already ran through the TMR. But just for you guys, just for the benefit of you guys who came in late, it's the first TMR in the game to have Agility 8 on the TMR itself. And it also has 8 critical, 6 defense, and 288 HP. The TMR ability is a 2-use TP24 self buff that will give you hate down as well as 3 turns of AP consumption down and 3 turns of reaction block rate up. Alright, so let's take a look at her passive. First exclusive passive is Agility up, Defense Penetration up, and Hate down, as well as whenever Ketone is at HP 70%, whenever Ketone is over HP 70%, she gets Courage. Guys, they're giving new Ketone unlimited Courage, along with Agility up and Defense Penetration up and Hate down. And all of that is in a single green passive. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Okay, so the other thing is this is not a unique buff. This is Nightblade's lore, I think, or you know, whatever the upgraded version is. And this gives Ketone ATK up, accuracy up, and evasion down, which is kind of weird for, you know, Ketone. But hey, she doesn't need evasion. She has infinite courage, you guys. Infinite courage. We haven't even looked at her master ability, and she already has that right off the bat. Now her reaction, or rather her counter ability, is going to be... Okay. So this is a new kind of counter ability, I think. Whenever Ketone takes damage, there is a chance that she will get CT up XS. And on top of that, she will also get 1 turn HP percentage drain on her abilities, on her attack for the next turn, basically. This HP drained by a certain percentage. So I think it should be like 30%. I don't know what is the actual number, but most of the time it's 30%. So her reaction ability will, if it happens, it will give you CT up XS as well as 1 turn of HP drain. That's pretty good. And then what is it? So this is the TMR ability. Let's look at her limit burst. Oh, we already know about her limit burst from the notices, but basically it's like a it's a select 2 single target attack that will do 2 hits of damage L to the 2 targets, and then it will also give new Ketone 3 turn haste. AP 49. This is pretty good. Pretty happy with this limit burst. Master ability was covered in notices as well, I believe. So the standard stuff for dark units, max HP up plus 10%, dark ability up plus 15, and then for Ketone herself, defense penetration plus 10 and obtain AP plus 30%. So if you're keeping count, right now she has 40, she probably has 40 defense penetration from the passive. Master ability gives her another 10. And then, you know, from your trust stones you get another 10. So she's already at 60 defense penetration without doing anything special. Right? Let's take a look at her weapon next, I suppose. The new weapon gives you strike resistance penetration 20. So this is on par with Wedding Elias weapon. You always want to see, you know, the strike resistance penetration. And then the exclusive passives that will only work on the new Ketone are element chain resistance up 25, AP consumption down 15, and then whenever Ketone's HP is at 70% or more, physical damage reduction 15%. So she's going to be pretty, you know, tanky as far as the all the extra effects are. For the type resistances, sorry, give me a moment. Shy Wizard asks if Ketone has life drain in her kit. We'll take a look at that in just a bit, but you know from what I've just told you that she does have HP drain from her reaction ability. So now I'm looking at the basic stats, 400 attack, over 400 attack. So she's clearly an attacker type character with attacker type HP. Agility 57 is pretty good. Dexterity 199. Where is the luck? Luck is at 179, which suggests that she's probably not an evade character, because I think evade characters generally have higher luck than this. And then the rest is what it is. Type coverage, so let me double check if there's any, like, you know, any defensive things on here that, you know, gives her some kind of coverage. Critical. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be any attack type resistances equipped. Okay, missile up 10. So that's the only one thing we need to take note of. Alright, so missile, she's weak to missile she's weak to missile attacks normally. But the VC that, you know, we have equipped on the companion unit does give her plus 10% missile resistance. But other than that, across the board is actually pretty even. 15% slash resistance, 5% pierce resistance, 0% on strike resistance. So she's mostly weak to strike and missile. And then magic resistance 15%. And then for status ailments resistance, okay, you don't need to worry about berserk. That's always good to see. 50% resistance on berserk, 25% resistance on blind, 50% resistance to poison, and 10% on what is this? Does anyone know what this is? I think this is slow, right? This is stop. This is definitely stop, and then this is slow. Pretty good unit so far. The status ailments, I really like the coverage. So I really need to worry about sleep and disable. So those are the two main ones. Oh, and stop as well. Because for sure, Summer Glassy is still in the meta, so you will have to do something on that. But I'm really glad that she does have, you know, 50% Berserk resist. Alright, so let's go and take a look at the main kits. Now before that, Dozo has a question, is that a new VC she has equipped? Yeah, this is the new free Holo VC. You do have to buy the shards, I believe, but the Holo VC itself is free. And it gives you, this is for bow users, gun users, fist users, and dagger users. And it gives you Man-Eater when attacking with physical attacks up 30, accuracy up 20, and the reaction block rate up 40. And then the limited party ability for guild battle only is for all these weapon types, critical damage up 15. So that's really good. That's pretty good, I guess. It's not something to worry about if your team cannot even critical hit. And then for the bestowed effect that can work on anybody, it's ATK up 10% and critical hit rate up 15. We will definitely use this card at some point because it's a free VC, and we probably will put this somewhere on a team's sub VC slot because it's not too bad. It's not exactly something we will put on the main slot, but it is not too shabby as a sub VC. Alright, so now we're going to get into the unit's main kit. Cleela had a question. Yes, this is single target resistance up 15, and that comes from the what is this called? Survival vest plus 6. And then area resistance is indeed 0. So by default, Ketone has 0 area resistance and 0 single target resistance. Let me just double check. Yep. She's clearly a bit of a squishy attacker, and the only thing is she has infinite courage. So you wanna, so probably when you when she takes one hit, ideally you want her to go down to, like, you know, 1 HP left, and then you heal her up, and if you can keep doing that, she will effectively never die, right? So I think that's the idea. Alright, looking at the main kit now, the first skill here is 2-hit single target attack. Let me check if this is about 2-hit single target attack, range 3, and it will hit up to 2 targets. Sorry, you can select up to 2 targets with this attack, and it will first dispel all buffs. Sorry, let me just read this a little bit. Okay, so it will dispel all buffs on the 2 targets that you selected before applying damage M, and then if you're able to KO one of these units, Ketone will also get CT up small up to 1 unit. So pretty simple attack. Next up, this is a cross-shape AoE attack. 3-turn strike resistance down on the targets in the AoE. Oh no, this is not strike resistance down. This is strike resistance percentage down, guys. This is strike resistance shred. So it's probably something like 50%, right? I think. Anyways, 3 turns to the targets in the area 3 turns of strike resistance shredding, meaning strike resistance down by a certain percentage before doing damage M to the units, and 3 turns of agility up for Kitone herself. This is the main moneymaker here. This is the, so I think moving forward, if you're going to be running a strike team, you definitely need Kitone in the party to, you know, debuff their strike resistance by like 50% or whatever. Only issue I have is that, actually I don't really have an issue, it's damage M, but after the strike resistance have been shredded, the damage M probably does quite a lot of damage. Anyway, next up here, this is her AoE buff. Let me read first. Okay, this is pretty interesting. Okay, so the AoE part of the move is to all the allies in this AoE range, 3 turns of giving them the effect of whenever they land a hit, the enemy will get 3 turns of agility down. So that is the effect. It will give Kitone as well as all other allies the ability of, for the next 3 turns whenever they land an attack, those enemies that get hit will have their agility debuff, will have their agility go down for 3 turns. So that's the first part of the move. The second part only affects Kitone herself. It will also give her a physical barrier for herself for up to 3 hits. So the second part of the move is a 3-hit physical barrier for Kitone. Next up here, this is the low AP move, range 2 single target attack that does damage S, and also gives Kitone CT up S. Okay, so next move is pretty important. It's a self buff as you can see here, but just looking at the name of the move here, I can tell this is HP drain. So let's read the actual move description. First of all, it will give Kitone 3 turns of accuracy up, and then on top of that, she also gets 3 turns of HP drain, meaning you know, she will drain a portion of the damage to recover HP for the next 3 turns, usually about 30%. And then on top of that, she also gets a follow-up attack that will be an elementless damage XS and does not affect chains, and she also gets CT up XS for herself. Wait a minute, there's a double bracket here, so where does the first bracket? There's so much text in this ability. There's 2 closing brackets here, so where is the first? Okay. Okay, so the CT up XS here seems like you get that. Let me double check this. Okay, so it seems like, if I'm understanding this correctly, whenever her follow-up attack happens, she will also get CT up XS. So that is actually pretty powerful if you think about it. Unfortunately, it does not seem to have, it does not say the range of the follow-up attack. Oh wait, what am I saying? Follow-up attack doesn't need range. It will come out as long as, you know, whatever attack hits. So yes, this single move, I think this was actually covered in notices. I don't actually remember. I think this was already covered in notices, but basically it does give her 3 turns of accuracy up, 3 turns of HP percentage drain, as well as 3 turns of follow-up attacks. And then finally, the last one here is single target move, range 3. It will break physical barrier, and after it has been broken, it will do a attack with increased accuracy, so usually plus 30% accuracy, or rather accuracy plus 30, before doing damage M. And if Ketone's HP is at 50% or up, she will also get AP Recover. This is an insane move. This is really crazy. It not only breaks barrier and do damage M, but this move has accuracy plus 30. And on top of that, if Ketone is pretty healthy at above 50% HP, she also recovers AP. So she's not going to run out AP easily. She seems to be a crazy unit so far. Am I right? Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? Seems crazy good, right? For a sub job, she does have a... so this is a 3-hit move. It's a single target range 3 move that will move Ketone to the target before doing 3 hits of damage S. So this is probably something that's good for chains and your PV content and stuff. But normally I think you might use a different sub job. I'm not too sure yet because I do know that both of her sub jobs are really bad. Alright, the other move in her main sub job is this is self buff, gives you CT up medium and 3 turns on move and jump +1. So there you have it. I think that's everything in her kit, right? Her sub jobs are Night Blade and Night, which I believe both are pretty crappy. I looked at WOTV's calc yesterday on the sub jobs. I don't think there's any skills in both sub jobs that I actually want to use. But with that said, like I said, this unit is not only not crap, she also seems kind of low-key busted. So you guys know what that means, right? You guys know what that means, right? In case you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just go ahead and do it. Tricia Spencer says, still not convinced though. She really needs a pocket healer, especially without ST or AoE resistance. But yeah, not bad at all. You know what? Just because you say that, I think I'll wait for more information and see if people can build a team around the new Ketone first. I think she's really good because we've never seen strike resistance percentage down before, and also the fact that you get a TMR that's agility up 8. Isn't that pretty nuts? Only thing to think about is if you actually need that kind of TMR, because 7 is a lot already. Alright, so the other unit that came out is of course the Veritas of the Water. And you can get her from the Mog Shop, I believe, right over here. So you need 120 medals to get the unit itself, and then after that costs 1 medal for each shard and all that. And I believe if you clear the legendary reliquary stage, you probably have enough to get her to level 115. And then the rest, you just slowly get from arena or whatever. As for Veritas of the Wind, the funny thing is they didn't tell us where we are supposed to get these Mind Spheres from. So now, as of this update in JP, you can finally get Veritas of the Wind to level 140, but you do need to grind for the Mind Spears. And the thing is, I haven't even oh, this is Veritas of the Water. I haven't even cleared the +1 version. I haven't even cleared the Wind Veritas stage yet, so I'm not exactly sure how you're supposed to get the additional Mind Spears. Because you see the medals you get from here, but they didn't tell us how to get more of it. Maybe it's a bingo board. Mega Rare Debit Card says 8 agility TMR. Okay, she is a must pull now, right? Only thing is, you know, for me personally, whenever they do something like this, introduce a TMR with Agility 8, it usually suggests that they're going to start giving that out, you know, on some other unit in the near future as well. See, there's no way to get the Win Veritas medals, so I'm not sure how you're supposed to get him to level 140. And as for the Veritas of the Water, just like with Veritas of the Wind that you will see in a couple of hours, or you know, within the next hour or so, you basically have to clear the second reliquary stage to access the new one, and then once you clear that, you should probably have enough medals to get Veritas of the Water. But obviously I haven't even cleared the first one yet, so I can't do it right now, and even if I tried to do it, it'll take like, what, 30 minutes per run, which is kind of insane. So I guess we'll circle back on Veritas of the Wind for later. Tricia Spencer says, Odaima, do you know if past Ashen Warriors are included in her banner? Like, can you pull links or asterisks in Kitone's? You can't pull links in Kitone's banner, because technically links is still ongoing, so they didn't include links on Kitone's banner, but you can pull for Astrius or Lucio in Kitone's banner for sure. We just checked that a little bit earlier. Alright, so we are next going to go through Veritas of the Water. Finally, the companion unit is out. What a surprise. She is a devout unit, so same as Amethyst and Soul, if you didn't know. And they've given her the upgraded, what is this called? The staff for devout, which is which now gives you. Is this already in the game from before? I think this is already in the game. Wait, no, this is from the arena thing, right? Yeah. Okay, never mind then. I don't even have that. Anyway, Veritas of the Water, let's take a look at her basic stats and coverage. Magic is at 422, suggesting that she's probably an attacker, low HP as well. And let's see here, dexterity, okay, luck is pretty decent. Agility, 58 is actually a bit on the higher side of things. So let me take a look if there's any attack type resistance coverage on the VCs. Elements. Okay, so there is nope, doesn't seem like it. What is this TMR? Okay, so I believe this is Veritas of the Water's TMR. Accuracy plus 23, defense plus 3, spirit plus 6, HP 194. And the skill, the TMR skill, is a 2-use TP24 buff. It's an AoE buff that gives 3 turns of 3 turns of debuff resistance up, and that's it. Sorry, not debuff resistance. This is the new one, the debuff weakening resistance. So basically, if you get debuffed by something, it will cut that by a certain percentage. I don't think you ever use this TMR in PvP situation, so it's probably pretty bad. But hey, at least she has some ST resistance and AoE resistance. Part of it is from the survival vest, but still. And also the VCs, of course. Mega Rare debit card says, ask any heals in the main kit for whatever it does. Alright, we'll start with the main kit first. So this move is a AoE attack, range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 turns of spirit penetration up for Veritas of the Water first, as well as 3 turns of magic attack resistance penetration up. After those 2 buffs are on Veritas of Water, then she will do mag base damage M to the targets This is pretty good, I think. Ultimately, it will have to depend on how much spirit penetration and magic attack resistance penetration this thing gives. But it's a 3-turn effect, so this will probably come out as the first move, and then you go into, you know, the other attacks. Alright, next up, this is her single target move, range 4. Let's see here. 3 to the target, 3 turns of evasion down before doing MAG base damage L, and dispels haste, as well as lowers AP on the target, and finally 3 turns of all attack type resistance down on the target, and CT up nullify on the target. So this is pretty crazy. It's a single target move, but it has so many things on it. So the easy thing to think of it is that, first of all, this is good for lowering evasion, right? It will lower the evasion first, before hitting with the damage L. And then after that, it will dispel haste, it will lower the enemy's AP, it will give the enemy 3 turns of all attack type resistance down, and finally it will seal, or rather, it will nullify CT up. Next up, this is the buff move that was covered in the notices. It will give it will give Veritas of Water, as well as one ally, 3 turns of all resistance, all elemental resistance up, as well as 3 turns of defense up and 3 turns of spirit up. And for herself, she also gets a 3-hit magic barrier. So we know this from notices already. Pretty good move. This is her low AP move, range 2 single target attack. It will do MAG base damage S, and it will have a chance to sorry about that. And it will also have a chance to cause confusion on the enemy. Pretty straightforward, but it does have a cast time of 360, so you do need to be careful about that. Alright, next up, this is another buff move for herself and one ally. Wow. Guys, this is pretty good. This is basically the same thing as Lena, so maybe some of you guys have figured it out by now. So this move is called Revival Stream, and it gives Veritas of the Water as well as one ally re-raise. It gives re-raise on herself and one target, and on top of that, it will give Veritas of the Water hate down. Holy cow. This is really interesting. Finally, this is Mist, I believe is the name of the move, Kitty. And this was covered in notices already. It's a large diamond-shaped AoE attack move, and it's also a sequential ability. First part of the move, it will do... Well, first of all, it will imperil the enemies for... it will basically give all the enemies in this AoE 3 turns of water elemental resistance down before doing MAG base damage M. And it will also have a chance to land 3 turns of poison and 3 turns of paralyze on the enemy. So because it has 2 status ailments on there, the rates are probably going to be lower than the standard 25%, but for that I think we need to wait for WOTV Calc to get the actual numbers. With that said, with Marshmallow Cap, you can protect against both poison and paralyze, so it's not really most of the time you probably won't be landing the status ailments. And then for the sequential ability, the second part is let's see here, to one ally in this range, CT up XS. So not too shabby, but the sequential ability, the second part, is probably just an afterthought. So she's looking to be really good. I have to say that, she's definitely worth experimenting, and I can probably see, you probably want to run something like Soul, Amethyst, and Veritas of the Water, or you could run Summer Glacier and Amethyst and Veritas of the Water. That seems to be pretty interesting. So we have to see what ends up being the meta version of the team. Now let's take a look at her green passive. The first one gives you MAG up, Spirit up, and ability cast time greatly reduced. So this is probably something like 400. Ability cast time greatly reduced. So this is for both attack skills and non-attack skills. You definitely want to have that on at all times. The second one here, not too sure if this is an exclusive job thing or something from a sub job, but it's agility up and spirit penetration up and critical hit rate up. So between these two things, she has everything she needs to be a real good unit, just like how good Veritas of the Wind actually is as well. Even at level 120, they will be super playable, so make sure to go and unlock them and get them to level 120 as soon as possible. By the way, my Veritas of the Wind is still at level 115 because I'm such a scrub. I haven't cleared the final stage on the legendary reliquary thing. Anyways, her counter ability, whenever she takes damage, there's a chance that she will give the one target 3 turns of water elemental resistance down, and give Veritas of the Water HP recovery S. So this is like auto cure, but it will also debuff the enemy one target with water elemental resistance down. Really good stuff here. And the rest is the TMR skill, and yeah, I think that's about it, right? I don't actually remember what her sub jobs are. I need to check the notices for that. Astronauta says that's friend unit second passive. Ah, Blade Soul Lore, okay. Yeah, that's probably, yeah, okay. So regardless, between those two things, she definitely seems like a really good attacker that's worth running. So what are her sub jobs actually? Because I don't actually remember. I just read it very quickly, so I didn't bother checking it. Blade Soul and White Mage. So it'll be interesting to see what skill she has from White Mage, like whether it's Holy or whether it's something else. It's usually between Holy or Re-Raise, right? I guess they're going to give her Re-Raise? No, is it Re-Raise or sorry, I mean Full Life or whatever it's called. I guess we'll find out eventually. Alright, so I guess that is pretty much going to be it for this stream. The reason why I need to end it early is because I haven't done my dailies in Global. So I need to go and do that and prepare for the A2 poll stream in just under an hour now. But before I go off, is there anything else that we should be checking beforehand? By the way, for the methods of acquiring Veritas of Water, you don't really need to play the legendary reliquary stage if you don't want to. You can get her medals from arena rewards, but they will only be adding them starting from next Monday. So this week you will not be able to get Veritas of the Water medals here, but you will be able to starting next week. As for Veritas of the Wind, I still have no idea how we're supposed to get more of his medals in order to get him to level 140. There is no special quest for it. I already checked the bingo board, there is nothing there. My guess is you probably have to I don't know, run his stage like a number of times in order to get some extra medals or something. I really have no idea at this point. But I guess we will figure it out within the next day, and then I'll let you guys know exactly how you're supposed to get Veritas of the Wind to level 140. Now there is, for Veritas of Water, there is going to be a bingo board, which includes 400, what is this called? 400 scrolls here. So seems to be a pretty good deal. There's no time limit on it as well. Cleela asks, how is the free movie VC? Right, I forgot about that. Did we need to... I think we have to wait for 7 days to get the all of the shards needed for it. But with that said, we can check out the abilities. I think it's this one. Four, 3, 2, 10, 13. So party ability is all elemental ability up 15 when it's max. And then bestowed ability is JP up probably 50%. I don't know the full number yet. We need to add it up all from over here. And then when the VC is maxed, you also get the limited party ability for dark units only. Demon Killer up 25. What is considered a demon in War of Visions? I'm not sure. Oh, Ibarra is a demon, right? I'm not too sure. But basically it has Demon Killer up 25 on the vision card. And then, yeah, so it's only those two things, and then the bestowed effect is just GP up. You probably won't be using this in PvP, but maybe in some kind of PvE quest, and ultimately it does give you more JP, so, you know, as you might expect, most of the free VCs are always like that, JP up VC. Alright, so that's it for now. It's a pretty short stream this time, as, you know, is usually the case in the midday streams. But before I go, I'll just, you know, take a quick look to see if I don't think anybody in my guild has really fully built either of the new units, because it's the middle of the workday in JP in Japan. So I don't think anyone's that I don't think anyone is that crazy to have done it already. But you know, since I'm here, I might as well just take a quick look and see what I can find. And if not, then I think that's going to be the end of the stream. But don't forget, in about an hour's time, I'm going to be streaming my polls for A2 as well as A2's vision card. So there's still going to be that. I just need to take a little bit of break to set things up. I need to make a thumbnail for the live stream, actually, because I haven't even done that. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys, you know, on the next stream or in a future video. And let's see here. Yep, nobody in my guild is, you know, is crazy enough to go and build the unit so far. So we have to wait and see, you know, whether or not Ketone is really good enough. So far, my early impressions is definitely that Ketone is really good in Strike Team. I feel like she's probably meta for Strike Team. The only issue is, you know, even as of right now, there is already a really good Strike Team, you know, in the current meta. So I'm not sure who I would take out to put in Ketone. So that's really the main issue here. I don't know if I have it saved here. Yep, you know what? I didn't have it saved here, so I can't share it to you guys. But basically, it's Perrine, Wedding Alaya, and 2P, and that's really good. Astronauta says, Odaiba, can you show the level, the Ketone 140 Transcendence stats? What does she get from achieving Isekai? We don't have that yet, right? Unless you're talking about the companion unit. Oh, if you're talking about what upgrade she actually gets. Yeah, there's no way for me to check that right now. I'll have to circle back. I think I'll post up a community post or something for the level 140 stuff later on, because I'm sure somebody will share it on Twitter, or you know, or in my guild chat and stuff. But basically, you know, hell yeah, if you like strike teams, if you enjoy playing them, Ketone is definitely a worthy addition to that. Outside of that, I'm not too sure if it's just going to be meta yet, but we'll have to see. Alright, so I'm going to end the stream here and set things up for the next part, for the global stream. pulling for A2. So I'll see you guys later on if you'll still be around. But, oh, one last thing to mention, they cancelled Limited Guild Battle in JP because of a bug. And they are probably going to be cancelling Limited Guild Battle in Global as well. We're just waiting for the announcement. So stay tuned for that. And have a great day. Have a great rest of the day for you guys out there. I'll see you guys